top rankings for college football right now. Latest rankings, they got Georgia, pardon me. Georgia 1, Alabama 2, Ohio State 3, Michigan 4, Clemson 5, Oklahoma 6, USC 7, Kentucky 8, Oklahoma State 9, Arkansas 10. You got any problems with the top 10?
Not really. That's pretty much fair, I believe. Whatever. I believe Kentucky's a little bit too high or whatever. They beat us, but I don't know. I don't think they should be that high. When you got Tennessee is really good right now. They're 3-0 as well or whatever, and we play those guys this week too. So that's going to be a
a
tough
hell
test
of
for.
a game.
That's going to be a tough test for the Florida Gators, man. Shout out to my Gators, man. AR-15, man. Come on, man. We need you to step it on up, brother.
Got to step it up, AR. Got to step it up, man. This man over here calling you baby Cam and all that shit, man. You gonna have to live up to something.
I'm calling it, man.
You gonna have to
I
live up
see
to
it.
something. I actually took Florida to cover the spread this week, though. I think it was like 10.5, 11. Like, I don't think they're gonna lose by that much.
Nah,
10 and
I don't think so
I think
either.
it's gonna be closer than that. So I took them. That's gonna be on the best bets. I'll address that in a little bit,
right?
Hopefully, if I get to it.
And then you also got Penn State. They got at 14. I think they should probably be over maybe Oklahoma State or whatever. So they got them at 14. So I think they should probably be like 9 or 10, whatever, over Arkansas or Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that was a big win over Auburn, definitely. Penn State kicked their ass.
Right, they did.
They're so, like, they'll start slow, and then certain teams you think it'll be close, they blast them. So we're 3 games in, so we're still early in that season too. But I think the top 10 is pretty fair, pretty on, pretty spot on point. So nothing too much to talk about. Rankings don't never. Yeah, rankings don't ever really matter right now. They only matter, right? It's way too early. They only matter in about another month and a half. So at least that's when they start to matter anyway.
Right.
So we'll see. But out of the, I wanted to pick out a couple of the biggest surprise teams to me in college football. I had a couple of them. One of them's Notre Dame, bro. Notre Dame 1 and 2. Like, I understand, new coach, new quarterback, new everything, new regime, but 1 and 2, that is I'm telling you, I have friends of mine that are Notre Dame fans, and this is unacceptable to them.
Right.
Like, they're just so depleted already. Like, 3 games in, and they're ready for next season already.
Done. Yeah, they're done.
Like, so hopefully they coach
tough
can
games too.
Turn it around. Yeah, man. They lost 21-10 to Ohio State, 26-21 to Marshall. Y'all should never lose that game. The Thundering Herd.
Right.
No disrespect, but they're Notre Dame, bro. I'm sorry. That's crazy. And then they barely beat Cal 24-17. They came in clutch during the end. So they got a lot of work to do over there. They got a lot of work to do, and it's not going to all happen this season. It's going to be a long, long year for Notre Dame fans. I am sorry to tell y'all.
Right.
But as a Michigan fan, I don't exactly feel bad for them.
I know you don't.
And the other team I put down that surprised me was Kansas, bro. This ain't a top 25 pick or nothing like that, but the Kansas football team is 3-0 for the first time in like over 10 years.
Right.
I think like the last 3 years, if I read this, and don't quote me on this, I think they won like 3 games total, like within like the last few years. Like, so to start 3-0, that's crucial. That's crucial, and it's definitely looking promising if you're Kansas with the football team. They're not exactly a football school. I get that, but it's going to be a good matchup. They play Duke this weekend. They're also 3-0. So both of these football teams who are known primarily as basketball schools are facing off, both 3-0. That's going to be a good game.
Going to be a good game. Like. Definitely.
So that's my 2 surprise teams. You have you really peeped that? Have you caught any team that like kind of like caught your eye, like that surprised you, whether it was, I don't know, maybe starting 3-0 or losing not as good? Or
the one team that surprised me or whatever is Florida State. Florida State is 3-0 right now.
Yeah,
and
man.
They're unranked or whatever. And I was just telling one of my friends or whatever, I was like, well, they should definitely be ranked, even though they didn't play some strong teams or whatever sometimes, or whatever, had some tough games. The LSU game or whatever, I definitely felt like LSU should have went for the 2-point conversion, especially stopping them at the 1, driving 99 yards, whatever, scoring on the last play of the game, and you go for a field goal when you have the momentum, you're in your house, you know what I'm saying? And you don't go for the win. You have to go for the win right there, or whatever, because you have the momentum in your house. Like everybody's cheering, everybody's excited, this and that or whatever. So, and you don't go for the win. So they could easily be 2-1, 1-2 or whatever. But like I said, they pulled it off or whatever. And shout out to Florida State or whatever. I'm a Gator fan, so I'll never really give them props or whatever. But y'all finally starting to get y'all stuff together, man. And go ahead and shout out Florida State.
And they got Boston College this weekend, and they are currently sitting at a 17-point favorite over Boston College. So
really,
they should be 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we'll see how that works for Florida State.
Is their quarterback back now? I think it's Travis Hunter or something. I think his name is.
His name is Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis. That's right. Jordan Travis. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure of his injury update, man. It's so hard to get a grasp on like college injuries anyway, because they keep them all so goddamn quiet. It's like the secret in high school. Who's dating who? Oh, shh, don't tell nobody.
Right, exactly. For real.
Like,
but
dude,
all that stuff get out after a while.
Hushy shit, man. It irritates me. It's fucking up the gambling world and the props for everybody, yo. Come on now.
Right.
Let us know who's playing. Let us know who's out. You don't figure out half the time who's playing and who's not till 5-10 minutes before kickoff. You see for yourself.
Right.
It's like, oh, he ain't dressed today. I wonder what the fuck's going on. And half the time they ain't even hurt, bro. It's like some off-field issue or some conduct detrimental. It could be anything. You're late for practice. You ain't playing. Like, whatever. So that's your surprise team. Got you. Respect. Let me ask you about like jumping, looking at the rankings. I don't know if you would look at the rankings when I ask you this, or you would just look, use your common knowledge, but like, who's the team to beat so far, man? 3 weeks in, like, who's the team to beat? Like, I gotta tell you, watching what I've watched so far, it's gotta be Georgia to me, bro. Like, no question, there's no hesitation about that. Georgia looks like they lost so much of their defensive pieces, lost this person, lost that person, bro. And they look like they've started their first snap this year right after the last snap of the national championship. Like, they ain't missed a beat, they ain't missed a step, they haven't missed nothing. Like, Georgia is definitely looking dangerous.
Right.
I would love.
They had so many people going to draft and graduate and stuff like that or whatever. Probably like at least like 12 or 14 starters or whatever. And I mean, they are back with a vengeance, man. I'm talking about running game, like all aspects. Defense, man. Defense. They just allowed a touchdown or whatever in the game Saturday. They just allowed one touchdown or whatever because they didn't allow a touchdown. It was like 3 points, 0 points, So like I said, so they're doing their things or whatever. Like I say, offense running good, man. Georgia is the team to beat. But Michigan is looking real good too, because y'all had 3 50-point games. Or whatever, the first 3 games, whatever, y'all scored 50 plus points, this and that, whatever, first time in Michigan history or whatever. So y'all starting off on a good start too. I see your running back had like 5 touchdowns.
He tied the score record. Blake Corum did. Shout out to Blake Corum and the whole university.
So he doing his thing and stuff, whatever. So like I say, man, y'all might have to see him again, man. Rematch. Y'all gonna have to come.
I would love that, bro. Honestly, and that might be my pride
talking. Y'all off guard, man. I don't know if y'all didn't respect them or whatever, like y'all should have or whatever. But man, them Georgia boys are strong, man. Them boys are strong.
They did respect them. They just got outplayed, dude. They just got beat. They got beat by better talent at that point in time. And not that if you play a team who's more talented than you, I'm not saying that the more talented team is going to win 99 times out of 100, because that's not the case. But you have to really dig in and figure out, like, how am I going to beat them knowing that they are better? Like, you don't necessarily think in your mind they're better, but like as a realist, you got to know, like, they have better talent. There's ways to beat more talented teams. That's why they play the game. Upsets happen all the time, man. But it's just a stage. Every team who's won a national championship in college football has taken an ass whooping in the playoffs at one point or another. Every team has got their ass whooped. There's not one team that hasn't. Not just lost. They've gotten their ass beat. And we were just the latest victim. First time we were there, we lost. Big damn deal. I didn't give a shit, to be honest with you, bro.
I didn't even think y'all was going.
Big Ten.
Right. I didn't even think y'all was going even. Right. I didn't even think.
Didn't care, bro.
You know,
that was the first conference title we won outright since the first conference title, the Big Ten, since 2004. Right. I didn't give a shit, bro. I was 14 years old the last time this happened.
Right.
You know, like, so the fact that we got, I mean, of course, did I want to win? Of course, but who don't want to win? But I would like to see us get another crack at it. I wouldn't mind it. The thing with Michigan is they are looking good right now, but we haven't played nobody. You know, I'm not trying to downplay us or whatever, but what we've been doing to our opponents, that's exactly what we should be doing. So it is a good sign nonetheless. You know, and then they'll turn around and slander us in the media like, oh, Michigan beat them 50-something to 9 or 50-something to 2 or whatever. Like, they don't play nobody. They don't play nobody. Yeah, and if we would have won fucking 42-17, you would say, oh my God, it was a close game.
What's wrong with them?
17. Yeah, like, bro, you can't win for losing with that shit. So conference play starts this week. And then we'll see what the excuses come up with next. Michigan's currently sitting at a 17-point favorites over Maryland. They're playing at home.
Maryland. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that should be an easy one. That should be another 40, 50 point.
Should be a solid win for us. God, God willing.
Like I said, you told me about the running back. You told me about the running back was like one of the best that you ever seen or whatever in Michigan. So
he was.
I remember you telling me that whatever early.
And bro, and honestly, Blake Corum wasn't even the one I was talking about. He didn't play last week. The one I was talking about was Donovan Edwards, but Blake Corum is good. Like, this dude's like 5'7", 5'8". This dude has biceps the size of my head. He's ridiculous. He's fast, elusive. He can cut. He's got some power to him. Like, he's a straight savage. Blake Corum's a savage.
Like a Jones Drew.
He's savage. And this Donovan Edwards kid, he's a sophomore running back this year. That's the player I was talking about. I think in like another year or so, if he stays consistent, like, he'll be one of the best players in college football. He's that good. He can throw the ball. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can field it. Like, dude, he can do everything. When you got a player who can do everything, you're poised for good things. You're going to be just fine. And our new quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, that boy is nasty. Nasty.
Okay.
So it's going to get interesting. So we both are pretty much in agreement then that overall Georgia is the team to beat so far after 3 weeks of college football.
Like I say, Alabama's still strong, this and that or whatever, but I just feel like, man, that game against Texas, man, for real, man, it was really falling apart. You feel me, at the end or whatever, and they just kind of pulled it off at the end.
Texas came to play that day, man.
Man, bro, but like I say, man, it's more of an even playing field now. It's not just like 5 good teams, this and that or whatever. Like right now, it's probably like 10 good teams right now that could, you know what I'm saying, make their way up to number 4, number 3. You feel me? But I believe 1 and 2 is going to be Georgia, Alabama. Like, no matter what. Like, that's just how it's set up. And then Clemson's at number 5 or whatever. I don't know what really they're doing or whatever, but ACC really isn't that strong or whatever. So they should be able to blow through that, unless Florida State sneaks past them, or like Virginia Tech or something like that or whatever. Maybe they step it up or whatever one year, whatever.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Georgia, Alabama isn't going to be 1 and 2. Because they can't be, if you think about the format. They play once during the season, and then they're going to play for the conference championship. So even if they both go undefeated until they face each other, one of them teams is going to lose. Say it's Georgia, and Alabama has 1 win or 1 loss. And then they face again in the conference championship, and Alabama evens it up. Then one team is going to be probably 1, and 1 will be 3. So they won't probably be 1 and 2. You know what I mean? But they'll both be up there though, like in the top 4, like if that's what you were talking about, but not necessarily 1 and 2, because they're gonna have to play at least twice.
With the SEC, the strength of schedule, whatever, plays a major part in that stuff too. You feel me? Because they can have a strength of schedule or whatever at 10, or they can have a strength of schedule at like 17 or whatever. And Michigan's strength of schedule might be like 35, and they might be undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Or they might have the 1 loss. They might have the 1 loss as well or whatever. But they will put them up because of the strength of schedule. You know what I'm saying? And then if they do lose or whatever, how much they lost by. You know what I'm saying? Did they lose by?
Oh yeah, they
3
factor
points,
in everything.
2 points.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a lot of different things or whatever that they can put into play.